welcome to episode 7 of season 8 of the Good Vibes Show by me, Jerry Holy, part of the Special Chronicles Network. Now, I think I noticed last week while I was reading episode 6, it says season 6 for some reason. Might have came across that way to some folks, but it's really no, it was episode 6 of season 8, folks. Just reminding you folks, so that was kind of a funny thing to point out there. But it's kind of funny now I'm going to talk about this is one, hope you've been enjoying this season so far of Good Vibes. Hope you catch up on the previous 7 seasons of Good Vibes and kept up with them. Check out my special series, The Road to 2022 Special Olympics USA Games, which was chronologically sort of documenting how my training was going for USA Games, and then with a recap of how games went. And I also have all the specials that recap all the seasons. Seasons 1 through 5 had their own individuals. Season 6 and 7 got combined into one, which I hope didn't confuse anyone because season 6 and 7 were kind of close to one another. But one, there's a reason for that. And like we say, there's always a reason to try something new out, right, folks? So let's go on to today's appreciation support vibes, which goes to Slack, the app that I'm trying out for the Special Olympics Virginia Young Professional Board Northern Virginia chapter, which all the rest of the Young Professional Boards in Virginia are trying it out as well. I'm actually liking it a lot. It's similar to Microsoft Teams and a few other platforms I've used in the past, and it's very useful to have and such. And I think just trying to get used to it, it's kind of hard, is honestly the truth. Everyone takes a while for someone to learn how to get used to saying better and such, and everything. It's just trying to make sure it works right and such. So I know that's just me saying, getting people on there, making sure things work out right, which it's working flawlessly for me at the moment. Might have some minor few glitches and such, but that's what it is, obviously. But obviously, whoever created Slack, or the developers of Slack, you get a lot of high kudos for what you created. It's a great product, and I really like using it. I think realizing it's kind of like a different version of Microsoft Teams, which is actually good because I'm used to using Microsoft Teams for work. But thinking of how things advance so sophisticatedly in the technology world, like you have several messaging apps out there. I know WhatsApp, which is owned by Meta, is one, and developed by Meta. But then you have all these other ones like GroupMe, Rallyhood. There was one other one I remember that kept selling commercials on for Facebook, which was kind of funny, but I forgot its name already. Then we also have, I think that was it. Yeah, there's quite a few out there, but obviously I don't know all of them off my head. But like that's kind of the big things is I'm listening. I'm trying as best as I can in this case, but Slack's thus far is the one I like the most. Don't get me wrong, I love GroupMe too. Slack's useful as well. Teams is useful as well. All those platforms are good, but Slack, this is for you. For me, trying out something new that I've only been using for barely a month, and I love it already. That's high kudos, and that means you get a lot of support and appreciation and vibes from me today for that, because one, it is an amazing product. I know some people may say otherwise, but one, that's how we operate, folks. We all have to try new things out and get used to things. So that's how we work, and that's why we have to try new things out, such as me trying out Slack, obviously, and getting used to like that, literally. So here's our ad from our great sponsor, the Special Chronicles Network. The Good Vibes show is proud to be featured on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast, The Good Vibes Show by me, Jerry Holy. If you love The Good Vibes Show, then you love the other podcasts on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcast, newsletter, and to follow us on social media. And to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we can continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with special talents and abilities, visit specialchronicles.com/give to make a gift today. So for today's positive uplifting vibe, and this is actually, I'm actually doing it right now, and I actually just remember when I'm done filming and such and recording this all for you folks, is how to actually post a photo of myself doing it actually. But keep it short, is when I am trying out new endeavors. That's today's positive and uplifting vibes for you folks. And obviously trying out new endeavors is kind of fun. And for me, I'm trying out volleyball just for fun, obviously. I'm actually really liking it. I actually surprisingly have a good overhand serve. I may actually have a very good float serve too, which is kind of surprising. If anyone wants to look those up, you know I'm a diehard haiku fan, obviously, folks. So you can look up what they are because they're referenced throughout that show. But yes, we also try new endeavors out. I know quite a few people are trying new endeavors out every day. me, obviously, I'm trying out New Year's. Obviously, being the vice president, president elect for the Nova YPB for special the Nova chapter of the Young Professional Board for Special Olympics Virginia. Nova standing for Northern Virginia, folks. For those who don't know, because some might mistake it for Villanova, which is unfortunately I get your point where it's there. But get off that tangent is I'm getting used to that. That's a new endeavor for me, and I'm kind of used to being a people's person already. But it's getting used to having not being in charge of a committee for the first time, but also having all everyone else communicating to me and understand what their needs are. And that's a new endeavor. Volleyball, for example, that's a new endeavor for me trying to do it because I'm still getting used to how the games play. I've yet to play with anyone, but technically there were some volleyball players they at my local gym. They may have watched me. They didn't say anything to me how I was doing, but that's kind of a good thing because they don't want critiquing right away. But like one, obviously I would try out volleyball just for the fun of it because I find it to be an interesting sport. Like yes, I like basketball, but I find volleyball more fun to try because honestly it's just different sport, different how things work. And I know I would love to learn how to do a jump serve, but obviously that's here or there, and plus also those are very difficult and very hard to pull off. Whereas a standard overhand serve is much easier, and its float serve is actually far as dangerous too. So, finding how those work out and such. So, yeah. But it's like the point is one. We all have to try out new endeavors on. I have my friend Jarvis Mercy. He's pushing to make a neurodiversity flag up there in New York State, and I highly recommend y'all to support that effort. So, hopefully, I can get more information on that from him, so he can give it to me so I can share out on all the good vibes socials and such. So, but that's the point. We all have to try out new endeavors, folks, and we're all great in trying out new things out. And we shouldn't close ourselves off from them, obviously. We should embrace them because they're an opportunity for us to grow. And me learning how to play volleyball and being VP president elect, those are two opportunities for me to grow and build myself up better and stronger in so many different ways. So, I just want to thank you all again for tuning in for this episode. I know you've heard some tangents obviously in it, but the point is one, even tangents are endeavors themselves too, because sometimes you need them. But once again, here's our great ad from our sponsor at the Special Chronicles Network. The Good Vibe Show is proud to be featured on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast, The Good Vibe Show by Jerry Holy. If you love the Good Vibe Show, then you love the art podcast on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcast, newsletter, and to follow us on social media. And to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we continue our mission of giving respect and advice to people with special talents and abilities. Visit specialchronicles.com/give to make a gift today. And I know, folks, I sort of started a little bit in that because I think maybe I'm exhausted from training out volleyball, but one, that's a good thing. Training out new endeavors can sometimes tire you out, but it's a good tired sometimes. But anyway, just remember all you folks is remember to follow the Good Vibes Show on Instagram at Good Vibes by JH. And on Facebook, facebook.com/goodvibesbyjh. Also subscribe to the Good Vibes Show by Jerry Holy on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Last time I checked, I was within 400 listens. Hey, I'll take 400. I don't expect to be like a million in overnight. That's the truth. Sometimes, if I'm just a small podcast, I'll take being a small podcast over being a big name one. Because sometimes big name ones are big name ones. Which I may become a big name in household. Who knows? I just want to thank you all again for tuning in for episode 7. Hope you have a great weekend, folks. Tune in for episode 8 next week. And I hope you all enjoy your week. Hope you're take the week by the storm and take it by the horns, folks. And just have a very good week. So until next week, everyone. And remember to check this episode out check this episode along with our episodes as well, and our seasons of Good Vibes as well, and so forth. Stay on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get podcasts from. So until next week, have a great weekend, everyone, and hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week, everyone. Peace out, and blah, blah, and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye, everyone.